Yeah, I think last season was a tough season for him. The way they were playing and with Dwight and putting the ball inside a lot, it was just the way they were playing. And Nick is the type of guy that he's gonna do everything for the team. He's not gonna force it, and he's very unselfish. But I think this year, if we're gonna do anything this year, he needs to be more aggressive and needs to be consistent. Every night. We need a guy who can score after Kemba, and so hopefully, I can help him and make him play like we did together in the national team when he was super aggressive and he was very consistent, every game. He needs to get back to that level if we want to have any chance of making the playoffs.
So how strange, maybe different is this role
Yeah.
going to be for you?
Yeah, it's very strange, very weird. Need to get used to that color. but but for me, it's just fun. After 17 years, I just love the fact that I'm going to be in a new challenge, and obviously, it's not like the Spurs or you always play, for the championship, But here it's a young team, a lot of good potential, young talent, and so the goal right now is to try to make the playoffs and stay healthy. And so for me, it's just going to be a fun year. I'm just going to enjoy every moment, and I'm just happy to be here too for JB. JB's a first head coaching job. I have a special relationship with him, and so I was um, I was just very happy when he made the phone call.
Tony, what made you attracted to Charlotte? Like, what made you want to come to Charlotte?
Like I just said, the challenge, JB, Nick Batum, who's like my little brother, and then Michael Jordan, obviously. Growing up, he was my idol, and wake up at 3 in the morning to watch all the games, with my brothers, and so for me, it's like full circle right now to play my last, couple of years for his team. It's just a great honor.
Tony, what did you see in JB as an assistant that makes you confident?
That he knows what he wants. He knows what he wants, and obviously we had a lot of success, with the Spurs. But I think JB can be great, at being a head coach. He's got his way how he wants to do it. Obviously, we're going to take some stuff, obviously, from San Antonio because we won a lot of championships over there. But basketball is evolving too, and now it's going faster. A lot of threes, rule change, with the 14 seconds when you rebound. So JB's got some great ideas, and hopefully, we can play well under his system.
I know it's early, but what surprised you most with this young group of these guys? Anyone in particular?
We got great guys, great mentality, and they want to do well. So that's a good start when you have a young team. Sometimes, when you're young, you want to establish yourself first, and a little bit more selfish. But on this team so far, what I saw, in the open gym is everybody wants to win, playing together. And so as long as we play together and we share the ball, I think we'll have a good chance.
So you found them really picking your brain more than normal in your career?
Oh, for sure. Since day one, since I arrived here, a lot of questions, but I welcome that, and I told them, don't mess, with my streak, with my playoff streak. It's 17 in a row. You can't mess up my playoff streak.
Is that a possibility, Tony? I mean, you joke about that, but
Everything is possible. They didn't make the playoffs the last 2, 3 seasons, so you have to take that in consideration. And like I said, we have to stay healthy, and if we stay healthy, we'll have a good chance.
how far is this team off? I mean, with the personnel given right now on the roster,
I think right now it's too early to say because the East is changing. Obviously LeBron went to the West, and so we'll have to see how it's going to shape up. Teams like Boston, Philly, Toronto, obviously they'll be strong, and then we'll see what happens.
Tony, JD said that you and Kemba are probably going to play at times in the fourth quarter of those games. Is that something you envision?
Yeah, I told JB at that stage of my career, I'm open to anything. If I finish games, great. If I don't, it's fine too. I got used to it a little bit last year, transition, to my new role. And Kemba, is our leader, and he needs to be our leader on the court, and I'll help him out being a different type of leader. I know Kemba's asking me a lot of questions too. He's ready to go to the next level, to perform, find that happy middle between scoring and passing. I was in the same spot, when I first came in the league. I was a good scorer just like Kemba, but when you want to be a great point guard, you have to do both. You have to know when to score, when to pass, and involve your teammates. And he made the last 2 All-Star team, but I told him, All-Stars is great, but it's better to to win and be all NBA and go to the playoffs and have success in the playoffs. So he made the first steps. It's not easy to be all-star in this league, and now he's ready to go to the next one.
I know you still have a serious case of the walk-tos, but how many minutes would realistically make you happy?
I don't really have an amount. I told JB whatever we need. It doesn't matter to me. JB, that's another great thing, that JB was with us for 10, 11 years in San Antonio. He knows how to manage, my body and the minutes and back-to-backs and stuff like that. So make sure that when I'm playing, I'm full speed. The guard position is the hardest to play as you get older, because it's a fast game. The NBA is a game for young guys, and it's great to have vets. And so, just like Pop did with Manu, JB will do the same with me.
How are you feeling health-wise, Tony? I mean, you've battled some injuries the last couple of years.
Yeah, no, I feel good. I was pretty healthy my whole career, until, that big injury in 2017. Playing 16 summers in a row with the national team and all those playoff runs got to me. But right now I feel good. When you have a big injury like that, they always say the first year is tough, and the second year of the injury you always feel better. So I'm looking forward to see how I'm going to feel.
How would you describe your relationship with Nick? I know you said big brother, little brother, but what are your interactions like? Do you remember the first time you met him?
Yeah, first time I met him was 2009, with the national team. He was a young guy, and so I heard a lot about him because they won, in the younger levels, the European Championship, junior levels and stuff like that. So I was just excited to see, if we can have a legit guy to help me win something with the national team, because I was in my how can I say that? I was try to win something with the national team, because we were winning a lot with the Spurs, but with the national team we were not winning. And so he was the last key pieces, with me and Boris Diaw and Ronnie Turiaf to finally win in 2013 the European Championship. It was the first time the national team won something, the gold medal. So that create, obviously a lot of great connections, and so a lot of we spend a lot of time, in the national team. You have to do lunch and dinner every day, with your team. It's not like the NBA, you can do whatever you want. So obviously the bonding time is great, with the national team. And so that's how it started with Nico. You don't choose, your friends, it just happens, his feeling. And so with him, we always got along very well.
What have you seen from Devontae, and is he a guy who actually wants to play?
To be honest, I didn't really know him when I first came. I know the coaching staff are high on him, because he can play, 1, 2. He's strong. So I know you have a lot of expectations. So far, what I saw at practice, he looks pretty good. But I want to see in games. A lot of guys, the king of practice, and then in games, there's nothing. Games it's a new beast. When you have the pressure and everything, it's not the same.
You touched on the national team element because taking a slightly different direction. Did you make staying in contact a lot throughout the summer with the World Cup and the success that?
Yeah, of course. But now, Nico, since a year and a half now, he became an investor in my French team, in France. So now we both together. It's our team now. So now we talk every day now, because there's always stuff happening, owning a team. So since the last couple of years, we've been in touch all the time.
Do you see your role as being almost like a player coach, and that you'll
I don't
probably
like that name, player coach. No. I'm not a coach. Not a coach. I'm a player, and I can help.
about your teaching and helping others?
No, I know what you mean. Yes, it is my role, and I'm definitely gonna try to do the best I can to help the young guys.
Tony, as a 17-year vet, obviously a lot of people are going to look to you as a mentor. Is there any player specifically you've taken under your wing or have worked with a lot more?
No. I try to help everybody. I think when we talked about Devontae, you have Malik Monk, you have a lot of guys who are talented. Bacon, Jay Lamb too. He's still young, So I think all those guys they want to show they belong in the NBA, and the way to show that is to win.
Tony, back to your relationship with Nick. Had you guys ever talked about playing in the NBA together before this?
Yeah. We talked about it. We talked about it in the national team, and I feel very blessed and very lucky to play with my best friend, one of my best friend, Boris Diaw, and went to high school with him, and we won a championship, and then building a great relationship with Nico, and then playing with him in the NBA. So it's pretty awesome that I played with both of them in my career.
When you told Pop you were going to
Yeah, we were talking with JB a lot, and so once we made the decision, and I told him, I wanted to come, and then they said yes. I wanted to be the first one, to tell Pop, and it's never an easy decision. It was a really tough decision, because I always say I wanted to stay in San Antonio. So it was a tough conversation, but at the same time, I've been knowing Pop for so long, and we have such a great relationship, like almost father-son, that he understood where I was coming from, and I will always love Pop, always love the Spurs, and so that will never change.
Did Boris share his coffee making skills with you?
I don't drink coffee, so but I saw it every day with the Spurs and the national team. He loves coffee, but myself, I don't drink coffee. I don't really like it.
Are you really French?
It's a great question. It's a great question. It's a great question. My dad is American. My mom is Dutch, from Amsterdam, and I'm born in Belgium. But I grew up in France, so you can't debate that.